What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Nightwing issue number 120. This one is written by Dan Watters with art by Dexter Soy, and this one continues off the events of the previous issue with kind of this new all-in era. So we had a new creative team last issue. Dan Watters took over, and Dexter Soy on the artwork. I'm a big fan of Dexter Soy's work. I think his artwork is absolutely incredible. Loved his work on kind of that Deathstroke book that I covered. Man, I'm already Deathstroke Incorporated when he did like the Slade Origin stuff, which I thought was pretty solid. Of course, I think he did a lot of work on Red Hood and the Outlaws and a few other stuff here and there, but I really like Dexter Soy's artwork. But, you know, you still... and this being a Nightwing book and, you know, all that, they make sure to get their obligatory, like, Nightwing butt shots because a lot of people, for whatever reason, are obsessed with it. But, you know, Nightwing, for the most part, is drawn pretty well in the style. We have that Spheric Industries, who's basically trying to, like, mask take over like Blüdhaven, because after, you know, what happened in the Tom Taylor run, now that like the main villain's out, there's going to be a power grab. This always happens in these types of storylines. Otherwise, they just kind of stop, and we don't want them to stop, do we? So yeah, there's now a power vacuum within Blüdhaven, and basically, like I said, Nightwing's there. He frees a rabbit, which is in this like sphere container thing, and then their whole lab gets blown up. She obviously knows who he is. She could potentially be like that puppet master villain we've seen beforehand, but like it's kind of ambiguous. He brings the rabbit home, and of course Haley Bitewing is very unhappy with that. Also, love the way Barbara Gordon is drawn this style, so great looking. So she's there, and then, you know, Dick's telling, you know, Melinda about the whole thing, and of course, you know, they know that Nightwing is there, but they try to like not actually say that, oh, Nightwing is there to try and stop this stuff because Nightwing's a hero to the city. But like meanwhile, these people, these gangs over there, were the ones causing the problems, and we do find out the identity of some of these gang members are actually like these young kids, which I thought was pretty interesting. Like even the ending of it, like when one of them, spoiler alert, inevitably like passes away as a result of like Spheric Industries arming these like kind of like their own private like police force. I mean, we've seen stuff like this before. Didn't we see this in the pages of like Tynian's like Detective Comics with like these task force or whatever? Like I'm drawing a blank on that. What was the name of their Gotham's police state? Was it Fear State? Was it, or was it something else where, you know, we had, you know, they were arming these people and all that too. Almost kind of like it kind of reminds me a little bit of RoboCop with like the privatized like, you know, police force where they're like the corporation kind of makes them all their weaponry and all that stuff. So, you know, that's what the contracts do. So yeah, now we have these specialized arms like police officers in Blüdhaven who kind of take the law in their own hands. Kind of makes me think of like a Judge Dredd type situation. So, but you know, Nightwing's like, okay, this is not good. This is not good at all. So he goes to the location of one of the gangs because, like I said, the cops or whatever there that are now armed with their little jetpacks and all that are ready to kind of take them down. Nightwing kind of breaks it up. Now these are still gangs, so I assume, like I said, they've committed some sort of crime. So they didn't have a warrant when they did so, but again, these are still wanted criminals. Like, shouldn't they be like in jail anyways? But still, like one of them does open fire on them, and you know, Nightwing tells him to stop it. He's like, you should have come to me in the beginning. And like I said, unfortunately, like the cops just blow stuff up and just kind of fly away. So like I said, that establishes their corruption. Again, if the kid didn't fire on them, like, I can understand the retaliation in that regards, but going a little bit too far with the excessive force and then just flying away like it's kind of nothing. Oh, yeah, we got, like, immunity and all that stuff. Just goes to show you that, you know, they are bought and paid for corrupt. Nightwing goes to investigate, finds out that it is a kid about, like, 14, so close enough to kind of Damien's age, and this makes him pissed off, and I loved kind of the ending. Like, it's a bold choice. Like I said, anytime you have to kill a kid or something like that, it is, like I said, I've kind of seen this a trend in a couple DC books and other things, or other books I've covered in recent weeks on the channel. But yeah, so one of the kids is about 14. You have the other members of the gang who are just little kids, basically, in this city. But Nightwing sees what happens here, and Spirit's going to pay. I'm going to bring them down. And, like, he is, I will burn it, like, for this. And, like, he is rageful. Because, like I said, you kill a kid like that, and Dick Grayson, like I said, he's a very protective guy. He is angsty. He is angry. He is, like, pissed off. And I like this. I like to see some angst come back to Dick Grayson. He's not just so happy-go-lucky all the time. Now, like I said, I like those, you know, lighthearted Nightwing stuff here and there, but I'm kind of happy to see a little bit of angst kind of brought back to the hero. He's still jokey from time to time. We get some of those quippy moments, but when shit gets serious, like, he's definitely serious here. And like I said, the Dexter Soy artwork, the way it kind of conveys the moments, too, and you have the little puppet master type villain in the background, who I'm still not entirely sure who that is, unless I've kind of missed something over the years, but hey, who knows? Like I said, the Dexter Soy artwork is quite good for this issue, and it's nice that we got basically like kind of that edgy kind of like angsty Dick Grayson back again. So like he is ready to kick the shit out of some people. I also appreciate it's just mostly him. Oracle's there in his ear, but like I said, it's Dick Grayson kind of on his own. You got some conflict really going on between him and his sister. So like I said, things are actually happening here. You actually feel more of the weight and the stakes of the situation I did in kind of the previous run after a while. So liking these first two issues so far, like the ending, like kind of like the kind of gutsier movie kind of has, instead of like the safe move, just having the kids kind of be okay. I was kind of surprised that one of the gang members was a young kid, but again, it's like one of those things, kids are put in these situations and they turn to lives of crime. And of course, like I said, Nightwing doesn't want anyone to really get hurt and all that too, except for Spirit. Like he is coming straight after them. And I also like the bit too that, like I said, Nightwing was clearly at the situation, but then they just lied up front and just like, oh, Nightwing was there just to help. They're just kind of playing on that too. And they're just kind of like doing things to initiate that gang war so they can get into power. And, you know, we got all these different moving pieces there, and they want to control everything with their crazy like police state that they have. So again, stuff we kind of saw not too long ago. I think Future State kind of had this stuff as well. But again, some pretty good stuff overall, and artwork by Dexter Stoy is pretty special. And again, in terms of the Danswater stuff I've covered on this channel, I think with these first two issues, it's the best stuff I've read from him in terms of the DC books I reviewed, because I haven't really read. I mean, how long have I been doing these comic book videos on the channel, and how many Dan Waters videos have I covered? Lost count at this point. But in terms of the stuff I've covered that he's written, this is my favorite stuff without question so far. So, but what did you all think of Nightwing issue number 120? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications, all the fun stuff. I got 2 more DC books for the week, and then I should be all caught up, trying to get all this stuff done before Thanksgiving, but only time will tell if I'm able to like stay caught up with all this stuff. So yeah. All right, well, that's all I have to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.